Howdy y'all, I'm Ice Gold, and today I've got quite a number of things to talk about related to the official Wizard101 Discord and the recent closure of the Wizard101 message boards, or the forums as they're commonly called. So although the forums had a number of flaws and their activity was very low, especially towards the end, they undoubtedly had many pros to them as well. And honestly, these pros, in my opinion, outweigh the cons when it comes to, what Wiz has always been. And this also applies to Pirate. I know their forums have been frozen for a long time as well, and honestly the same, well, a lot of the same, rather, but a lot of the same issues that I have with the Wizard101 official Discord server do extend to that, the Pirate one as well. But, I could talk about that in another video. This one's about the main game. Also with me on this video is another content creator by the name of CheerValX. She has been very helpful in constructing this video. It's a topic that the both of us have wanted to talk about for a while, and I think it's important because of how, the forums have been locked and frozen, and you can't post there anymore, and the Discord is the only way to communicate with the developers anymore. So let's go ahead and go over some of the pros to keeping the forums. To start things off, I'd like to say that it was much safer and much more child-friendly due to a dedicated content moderation team.
There were a number of sub-forums where you could talk about literally anything Wizard101 related. If you had a question about anything Wiz, this was the place to ask it.
It was easy to find announcements in the Headmaster's Announcements sub-forum that they had there.
Another pro was that the forums were so much easier to use. They were so user-friendly that literally anyone could use them. When I was a child, I even remember using the forums to ask a question, and that was just the go-to place because it was such a easy community to find.
All the way up until the end, the developers did still reply to posts on the forums.
I know, for example, when I was a child and I had a question about anything Wizard101 related, I would simply just Google the question, and I feel like that's what most people do as well. And the forums are usually the first thing to pop up.
And there really was not much wrong with them. If the issue was cost or server space, they'd have been taken down already rather than just locked.
I feel like that's really what made the forums so user-friendly and accessible. The fact that literally anyone could find them and use them, and also anyone any age could use them, which was really nice since there is no age limit to sign up for Wiz and buy a membership. And though the forums were not perfect, they were definitely suitable for anyone any age to use them. If you were 8 years old playing Wizard101 and you had a question, you could go and ask a question on the forums. And now with the forums being locked and Discord having their minimum age being set to 13, this excludes so many young children from being able to have a community where they are able to ask questions, find friends to play with, and so on. And I feel like for an E-rated game, this just causes so many issues. Most other E-rated games, even if it's just like Webkinz, Pop Tropica, something like that, they have forums because they realize that they have a younger audience that needs to have a place accessible for them. And no offense to Wizard101's Discord, but I definitely do not think that it is the best place for a little child to be, not to mention the fact that they can't even be on Discord if they aren't 13 years old.
For those unaware, the minimum age requirement for joining Discord is 13 years of age, and this can vary depending on the country. They, as in Discord, take a very hardline stance on this. Even Shadow, one of the mods in the official Discord, has been suspended on at least 2 occasions for making jokes about him being under 13. Also, for those unaware, Wizard101 has an E for Everyone rating from the ESRB, meaning all of the game's content is suitable for people aged 6 and above. I take it you see the problem here.
Also, the moderation in the server has been an issue recently, and that's solely just because there aren't very many moderators in the Wizard101 Discord. Now, the Discord itself is fairly new, so I get it, it's understandable, and the mods are having to literally keep an eye on everything 24/7, and obviously that's just not doable. I think the server has like 5,000 members now and like 5 mods, which you can see how there are issues, and when there's an issue with Wiz, everyone floods there and it's just craziness. So I definitely do not think that this is a place where children should be. I feel like the Wiz Discord community, well, really any game's Discord community, is just a lot more toxic, and if you're 7, 8 years old, I really just don't think it's the place for you to be. Also, you're probably going to get banned on Discord as well. So if you were to have something go down in there and you were to get banned, there's not really an appeal process to go through, and now you're banned from Wiz's #1 communication method if you are a Discord user. So like, I really feel like that system is flawed, and it is something that needs to be looked into as the server is getting bigger, which I totally understand banning someone if they were being offensive or something like that, but I also believe in second chances, and who knows, maybe someone got banned simply because they were having an off day and they were just venting, or who knows what. And since there is no ban appeal process, they really have no way of being in communication with the Wizard101 devs if it's not through like email or something like that. And having the forums locked and Discord being the only way to communicate directly with them, I feel like if you're banned from that server, it's just like a lost cause. There's not much you can do. So I definitely feel like there needs to be a ban appeal process.
Just something to briefly touch on, but there is currently no way to appeal a ban on the Discord. The moderation team, to their credit, does a fine job punishing rule breakers, but sometimes we see situations like the recent situation where there were some people talking about an exploiter on the decathlon leaderboards, and they got banned from the Discord despite, to the best of my knowledge, not breaking any rules.
Like I said, people may just have an off day, and most people do end up changing and realize what they were doing was wrong in the past, especially if they were younger. So I definitely believe that people should be able to get a second chance so that they can be in the server and communicate with everyone again. Another thing I want to mention is that the devs aren't nearly as responsive in the Discord due to how fast it moves, which is completely understandable. If you are in that Discord, you can see how crazy it can get sometimes, and KingsIsle's development team is not exactly very big.
You'd be hard-pressed to find a message from any KingsIsle employee by just scrolling in the general chat. The devs are a little more responsive in some of the more niche chats like PvP and Decathlon, even though there was that whole exploit that they never cared about, but the point stands. It's near impossible to get their attention in a lot of the text channels, which is totally understandable, considering there's always a conversation going on in there.
And so if you do have a question for the devs or just want to talk to them in general, and you do post it in one of the chats, it's so easily going to get flooded by just thousands of other messages. So I feel like there needs to be a better way to be able to contact the devs versus just posting in the general chat where no one is going to be able to see it, which is why I think the forums were so nice, because you could get a post all to yourself where someone has to at least read what you are saying.
Another part of what made the forums much more kid-friendly was that there was an approval process for posts. You would never see anything absolutely unhinged there, except that one time where someone compared losing in PvP to the fringe conspiracy about the 2020 election getting stolen. But you definitely see some people get toxic in the Discord server. When the mods aren't paying attention to the 19 text channels that they have in there, not counting the probably like, I don't know, trillion threads at this point that they have, people can really get away with some bad stuff, which is not a good look for an E-rated game.
Like I mentioned earlier, I feel like most of the forums audience were people that would Google Wizard101 questions and then be led to the forums, because that was usually the first thing that popped up on a Google search, and I feel like that was really nice. But when you bring Discord into the question, I feel like it's a lot harder to learn how to work and figure out how to use Discord. And like I said earlier, like when I was a child and I was posting posting on the forums asking for help. I could not imagine having to learn how to figure out Discord at 10 years old, where I would probably be banned anyway in a week. So like, I feel like something is just like not adding up with having a younger audience, but only having Discord as a way to communicate with people.
But yep, that is going to conclude our little rant about the official Wizard101 Discord server, because I really am of the opinion that although the forums weren't super active, they were definitely a better place for kids to go with their questions, as opposed to Discord, where, you know, it's like all the problems that I've laid out are just really just a bunch of reasons why having Discord be the only option is not the wave. And again, you know, the forums, they may have been inactive, but it's like having them and the Discord for the more dedicated and older portion of the community was a nice balance. And I honestly don't see why we can't have both. And, you know, if the issue is content moderation teams needing to be in, I guess, both, you know, you could always just hire more people and like maybe pay the mods in the Discord, because their job is real tough, and you would really have better moderation if you were to, you know, pay the mods. So that's just my take on things. So yeah, I mean, I've been Ice Cold. You know, be sure to like, subscribe, and leave like 50 comments for the algorithm. If you want to chat with me some more, my Discord is down in the description, and I'll see y'all later.